Oh, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another session of the Let's Talk Show by Interlingua. As usual, I am your host, Mike Ruiz, and today we have a very cute topic to cover because today we are going to talk about pets. Did you know that a lot of people nowadays prefer to have pets, let's say dogs, cats, rather than children? This is a very interesting phenomena, but why? How do we feel about these animals? What do they awake inside of us? We will cover that in a couple of minutes with our guests. So let's bring him out without further ado. First of all, making his triumphant return to the Let's Talk show, we got Poncho. Hey, Poncho, how are you?
Hello, Mike. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm fine, bro. How are you? Everything cool?
Everything okay?
Excellent. Good to see you again, bro. And thank you so much for your participation, especially because you have quite a case according to your pet life. Because if I may share with our audience, you have not one, not two, not three, not even four, but five. Five cats. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mike.
Wow, bro. I am currently taking care of one dog. One
Okay.
dog. And I'm losing my mind. So, how can. Well, okay, let me get it together a little bit. Bit by bit. How does one get to that amount of cats? I mean, did you plan it or you just said, like, hey, I'm going to have as many cats as possible?
Um, I didn't plan it actually. They are all rescues. So
Wow.
they have been arriving at different moments of my life, um, for different circumstances, but they have always been rescued cats.
Wow. Can you remember how long ago did you rescue the first one?
Um, I got the first one around 7 years ago. It's a female. She was the first one to get here. Well, actually, there was another one, but she got lost, I guess, or stolen
Oh,
because it's very difficult for a
oh,
cat to really get lost. So she might have been stolen. And there's a funny story to it, which I might tell you if we have time because it's a little
sure.
longer. But then the next one is Cassandra, and she's the one that I've had the most for now that I still have. 7 years, around 7 years.
7 years, Cassandra. Are they all female or you have mixed genres among your
Mm,
cats?
yes, they are. There are three females and two males. Yes.
Do do they get along or do they have like those territorial issues? Because I mean, as I understand, well, you tell me, as I understand, cats are can be very territorial animals. So how do they share this space? How do they manage to like get along with each other?
It's a very special situation. In general, they get along. I mean, they're not always
Okay.
fighting, but they do prefer to spend time um, in different groups at times. Cassandra and Victoria were are the oldest. No, Cassandra 7 years ago, then Victoria probably 2 years after that, and for example, Cassandra arrived as an adult, and Victoria was a kitten.
Okay.
So she took her in, and she's almost like a mother to Victoria, you know? So they spend a lot of time together, they cuddle and they sleep together. And then two siblings arrived because it's like a male and a female, but they are clearly siblings, you know?
Okay.
So, and even being siblings, they don't really spend a lot of time together. They are very, very individual, you know. Maya and D'Artagnan. Those are the names of the other two, Maya and
Cool.
D'Artagnan. Um, I think that D'Artagnan likes to play a lot, but he plays heavily, you know, like he bothers them and stuff. He chases them, and they don't really like it, probably because he is stronger than them. So
Oh,
they probably get a little scared. And Maya likes to be out in the garden, but she's like more individualistic, you know. She likes to spend
okay.
time by herself. And then there's the other one. His name is Jake, because it's Yake. You know, I didn't really want him, but
Oh,
in the end, he stayed. And I mean, he's part of the family now, I guess.
Pozyaque,
Yes,
right?
exactly. It was like, okay, Yake.
Oh man. I mean,
Yeah.
since you mentioned that they are so many and they sometimes have their little groups within the house,
Hmm.
how do you, I mean, what's it like to take care of those many lives? Because, like I said, I mean, I'm taking care of just one currently for a favor, and I'm losing my mind. You're taking care of five. How do you manage to do it? And what do you do?
Well, cats are different to dogs.
Okay.
So I think it's easier to take care of them. Yeah, their maintenance is different. They are less needy. You don't need to walk them.
Mm,
You can play with them. You can have a good time with them. You can cuddle with them. I mean, my cats are very, very um, close to
smart.
me. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
they're very close to me. They give me a lot of love. They like to get close to me because people have an idea of cats as animals that can betray you, know, like that you're petting and then they will try to claw you or something. My cats are not like that, but still they are more independent than a dog. A dog could
Sure.
probably be with you all day, asking for petting, for some petting, and cats will get tired at some point and they will just walk away. So in terms of feeding them, I just give them dog food. I mean cat food. I give them cat food and water. You know, sometimes I'll give them some tuna fish or some treats, but in general,
Oof.
their diet is based on cat food. You know, um, visits to the vet. Cassandra tends to get sick because she arrived as a sick cat, you know? So she sometimes has ear infections, and I will take her to the veterinarian. She will give her some drops, and then she improves a lot. But the rest of them are very healthy animals. They don't have any trouble, so they just get checked every 6 months, and that's it, you know? It's all fun. It's all fun, basically. They are not expensive animals, in my opinion.
And they give a lot of life to your
Yes.
home, right?
Yes, actually, yes. They are very good company. They're very quiet in general. My cats, because there are street cats, like some feral cats, which might get into the house, into the garden, and scare my cats, and then they will make strange noises as if they were killing them.
Sure.
But my cats are not noisy. They are all spayed, so I don't have any trouble of my cats going out and looking for fights and stuff. Their hormones change a lot. The levels of testosterone in male cats uh, diminish a lot. They get reduced a lot. So they don't go out looking for a fight. And
All right.
females don't go out looking for love or something. They don't have, I mean, it's nature, no? They will try to
Sure.
reproduce if they are not spayed. So I spayed them at a very early age, and they are very homely. They are always at home, and they sleep a lot. Cats sleep a lot. I think they sleep more than half of their life. So
That's a lot.
yeah, they do sleep a lot in general. Cats do sleep a lot.
Fortunately, my friend, everything is going as planned, so I believe that we still have some time for you to share the anecdote that you previously mentioned. If you want to, I would love for you to tell it.
Oh,
Please.
my first cat. Okay, so some years ago, I had Agatha. Agatha was my other cat. And she was by herself. She was my only cat. She was very pampered. But then Cassandra arrived and she started having different conducts, because of the what you mentioned, being territorial or having all the attention. And then not only Cassandra was the problem, but I started going out with a girl, and the girl started spending her nights with me. And I think that Agatha got a little territorial about that, and she started doing like some crazy stuff. No, she started peeing here and there, and she was behaving erratically. I don't know. So,
Damn.
so one day she, yeah, it was pretty bad. I had a fishbowl, and she
Mm-hmm.
tried to drop the fish from where it was, and then some water. Fortunately, the fish bowl was actually like a bowl, so the fish didn't die, but the water spilled next to my computer because my computer was on the floor. So and I
No.
was really angry, and I scolded her. I really shouted at her, and I took her outside of my bedroom.
Sure.
And then I don't know if it was the same day or the next day that I was looking for her, and I couldn't find her, and the next day and the next day and the next day, and I couldn't find her. Um, we even
No.
put up some posters, but she never came back. Now, this is where it gets strange because one day a person that was working in the house told me that he had seen my cat. My cat had a very peculiar look because she had an accident, and in this accident she lost part of her tail. So, not many cats don't have a tail. And he
Mm-hmm.
told me, I saw your cat at the hairstylist that is three blocks from here, or not even three, a little bit farther. And I was like, come on. He said, if you don't believe me, go and see it for yourself. So, out of curiosity, because this was like probably 6 months after the cat got lost, so I went and I saw my cat in there because there was this glass window, glass door actually, and I
Yeah.
saw the cat inside, and I was like, Agatha, and she kind of recognized me, but then she just like turned and fell asleep again. She didn't pay attention to me. I guess she was more comfortable there. She was probably the only pet in there, and that's what she needed because sometimes cats have a very hard time adapting. They do have a
Sure.
very hard time. So she was probably better there. I didn't even try to talk to the person and tell her, like, hey, this is my cat, or this was my cat. Why do you
Sure.
have my cat? I didn't even try. She looked very comfortable. She looked a little chubby. So, I mean,
Oh,
I guess she was having a decent life. I didn't try to make any trouble. But it was it
thank you
was
so.
funny because it got lost,
Uh-huh.
and then at least I knew where she was. So
Thank you so much for sharing that. That
no
was pretty good.
problem.
That was
Yeah,
pretty
no
cute.
problem.
And thank you so much for your participation, Poncho. Now, let's bring out another guest to tell us a little bit more about her experience with pet animals. Actually, she has actually worked in a pet shop, which is something a little bit more serious than one would think. So, without further ado, making her debut in the show, Adri. Hey, hey, hey.
Hello.
Hi, Adri, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for sharing previously the information that we are about to cover right now. But first, let's just warm up a little bit. You told me that you used to have, let's say, how can I put this? Several pets. Can you
Yes.
give me some examples of what kind of pets were they?
Well, I've had cats, dogs, hamsters, fish. Um, I mean, I technically counted, but we had one time a crocodile too.
Uh, Crocodile.
Yes, of course.
How did that? How did that come to happen? I mean, like, how does someone get a crocodile?
Well, I mean, technically it was our neighbors, and the house was exactly next to ours, and we just see him, or we would help the neighbor feed him chickens.
Feed him chickens. So,
Yes.
so you took care of the crocodile.
Yes, of course.
What's
Like
that
any other
like?
animal.
What's that like? I mean, did you ever feel scared, or were you excited most of the time? Because I mean, it's quite an animal, the crocodile. Jeez.
Well, it spent the majority, if not all of the time outside because we are conscious that it was a dangerous, very dangerous animal. So we didn't really worry about it. I don't really remember feeling scared about it because I was very young. I just remember my brother pushing his friends with the crocodile and closing the door.
Oh, so he was playing with them,
Yes, he
scaring
was.
them. Is it is it an aggressive animal to take care of, or is it maybe more calm than one would think?
Well, it's like any other animal that it has its limits, uh, and it's a wild animal. So you keep it at a safe area. You can feed it, and if the animal is happy with you, he will accommodate to you.
Were there times that you could tell that the crocodile was happy with you?
Well, I'm still here, right? So, um,
Pretty much, pretty
yeah.
much, pretty much. And how did you feel? And how did you feel at that time?
I think it was really
To
cool to
say
have a
that,
crocodile, honestly.
okay.
Yeah,
And I assume that it all ended because you had to move again. Like,
exactly.
oh my God. Wow. How did you feel? Because I thought that, like you said, it was a pretty cool experience. But once it ended, how did you feel?
Well, like I said, I was really young, so I don't really remember, but I still brag about it. I still say that I had a crocodile, and from a crocodile, I went to a dog.
You were you were very young. You just said how old approximately?
Between 5 and 7 years, more or less.
Between 5 and 7 years old, and you were taking care of a crocodile.
Yes.
Wow. What is the biggest aspect to have in mind when you take care of this beautiful but then again dangerous animal?
Well, like you said, that it's a dangerous animal and it's wild, so you should never get too comfortable around them. Never.
Okay. Okay. The thing is that it's because I want a snake, but they are very unpredictable. But
Oh, it depends. Honestly, they are super calm and chill. They actually are more scared of you than you are of them.
really,
Yeah, when I worked in the pet shop, we had snakes, and whenever you carried them, they would pee and poo on you because they will be very, very scared.
that's exactly what I wanted to cover right now. As you previously told me, and as you just mentioned, one of your jobs during your life was being in a pet shop. How old were you when that happened?
I was 18.
Oh, freshly 18.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me, how did you? Was that something that you wanted to do, or is something that just happened?
Well, at that age, you need to find a job. So I just sent my curriculum everywhere. And the then who became my boss told me, yeah, it's okay. We can lie about your age. You can work here. And I got my training and I was working there.
Okay. Since you love animals, I assume that you loved it.
I did. I love taking care of animals.
What was the best thing about working there?
The dogs. I remember getting scolded because I used to get attached to the dogs and I used to make the dogs getting attached to me. So, because they told me that if the dogs get attached to me, they wouldn't be able to solve them. I was like, ah, yeah, don't worry. But yes, it was true. They got very attached to me that whenever they sold one and they returned to buy something, the dogs would pee inside the store. Or there was a point where they had to move one dog to another store because they couldn't sell it.
Did you really manage to bond with one of these dogs, or maybe another animal that you took care of?
I did with one dog.
No.
It was a Yorkshire. He was like very, very tiny. It could fit in your hand. And yes, I really bonded with him.
I assume he got sold, right?
Actually, no. He got very
Oh my
attached.
god.
So they had to change it to another store because they couldn't sell it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What was well, since you love dogs, taking care of dogs was probably pretty fun. But what was your least favorite animal to take care of?
It's between ducks and rats because the rats used to bite a lot and they used to fight between each other. So whenever I
Mhm.
had to open and clean their habitat, you would see a dead rat because they would fight. And yes, they were very aggressive. And the ducks are very, very dirty. So it was a really strong smell
Oh.
and they made a mess. And whenever I opened the habitat, you could feel the heat because it was really disgusting.
Wow. Well, that's what they say about ducks. They're lovable, they're very cute, but it's a very dirty animal, unfortunately. Um, every single time that I walk into a pet shop, I avoid everything related to insects, especially spiders, because I'm terrified of them. Did you experience something like that? That maybe you were afraid to take care of an animal because maybe you didn't like it, because you found it disgusting?
Ironically, I am scared of spiders, but when I used to work in that pet shop, I was more scared of taking care of the birds than the tarantulas.
Why the birds? What's wrong with the birds?
They were very aggressive. One of them uh, bit me so hard there was blood. And the spiders, they are so calm. They just don't care and
Uh,
they continue with their lives.
what was that bird?
I don't remember the name, but I can still picture it. I can still see it. It hurts so
Uh,
much.
was it a cockatoo, a parrot, maybe a?
No, it was a really teeny tiny bird. But
Oh,
yeah, they have a specific name that I don't remember.
the little bitey bird.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it like that.
The little bitey bird. Was that your most unpleasant experience working in a pet shop, or was there anything else?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was really sad whenever an animal died. Because it happened to me,
No.
especially with rabbits, that my boss and my other coworkers they have to wrap them and put them in a freezer they have there for dead animals, and it was very sad seeing it and smelling it.
And what happens after that? I mean, they stuck them in the freezer, but I mean, Do they bury them, or where do they take them?
Someone from the company used to arrive and take them away, and after that, I never found out what would happen to them. I never asked.
Wow, that was probably for the better. That was
Yes.
probably for the better. Okay, so let's sweet things up a little bit. That was kind of like those were your most unpleasant experiences. What were the sweetest or the best experiences you had working in a pet shop?
It's always very attached to animals.
Hmm.
And there was this dog. She was a cocker spaniel, and I used to take care of her a lot. And well, my boss was able to sell her. And a few months later, the owner returned with the dog just to visit.
Hmm.
And the dog was very happy because she saw everyone. And the moment that she saw me, she peed herself out of excitement. I was like, oh my God, she
Oh.
remembers me. Yeah.
Can you remember her name? What was her name?
I don't remember the name the owner gave her, but I remember that because I used to get attention, I used to name all the animals of the store. I
Oh,
call her Corra. Corra.
Korra.
Yeah,
Like from the Avatar saga.
exactly.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Knew it.
Good, you know your
Very
references.
good. Of course. Yeah. Thank you. That was actually cool to know. That was actually cool to know. And do you own any pets? Do you currently own any pets?
I do. I own a cat, a black cat, actually.
Ooh, witchy.
Yes,
Is it a male or a female?
a male.
What's his name?
Momo.
Momo.
Yes, exactly the same as the one from the lesser vendor.
Yeah. Nice taste.
Thank you.
Nice taste. Nice taste. Maybe I will get a bison and name him Appa.
Yeah, that would be really cool, honestly.
That would be really cool. That would be very cool. And what do you normally do with Momo in your free time?
Honestly, he spends all the day sleeping. Yeah,
Okay.
it's honestly a really easy animal to take care of because he sleeps during the day, and when I am sleeping, he's outside.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I He only gives me company and vice versa.
So he brings a lot of life to your
Yes,
home, I
he
assume.
does a lot.
Wow. That's that's pretty sweet and that's really nice. Adri, thank you very much for being here once more and to share everything that you did related to the topic. You are always welcome here. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful afternoon, evening, and I'll be seeing you around.
Thank you.
And for all our viewers who tune in, thank you very much. As you know, we do this show on a weekly basis. So be sure to tune in next week for more of the Let's Talk show. Adri was with us, Poncho was with us, Eric Rios was in the controls. I am Mike Reese. Goodbye, and good night. Bye.